Okay, I want these factored, please. Get rid of the equals 0. And these aren't equations. I don't want you solving them. You got 3 terms. You got to factor them. All of them have 3 terms. GCF. That was a crappy box. And then the table. Okay, 9, 66, and 21. Well, a little problem with that. The chart's not big enough. So take your smallest number that you got, the 9. What's the lowest row 9's in? It's 9th row. And I look up the 3rd row, and anything's in the 1st row. Take your calculator, see if those divide by 9. I know 9 divides by 9. How about 66? Nope. Now, divide 66 by 3. These are all numbers that 9's divisible by. Divided by 3. Okay, that works. Now I click up, and then I go 21 divided by 3. That works too. So 3 is the greatest common factor. Don't put x with it. We just factor out 3. That's going to be 3x to the second minus 22x plus 7. Now, ABC from here, you take your A times your C, and that's 21. It is positive, so it'll be negative, negative, and I'm trying to add the factors to try to come up with negative 22. 21 divided by 1 is 21, and I think that adds to negative 22. Now, what's your A? Your A is 3, so you're going to need 4 parentheses. Okay, please start with your 3x, minus 1, minus 21. Okay, 3 and 1, they're in the 1st row, so you just keep it the same. You can divide by 1 if you like. 3 and 21, they're in the 3rd row. That then goes to 1x minus 7. So over here, I want to see those 2 parentheses, 3x minus 1 times 1x minus 7, with the GCF 3 placed in the front. Now it is factorized. If I had to solve for x, I would go F1, F2, just with those 2, and get the answers. 6x to the second power minus 10x minus 4. You got 3 answers, 3 terms, I should say. GCF, table. Greatest common factors 6, 4, and 10. Well, that's not a hard one to find. Okay, 6, 4, 6, 10 are all in the 2nd row. So it's 2. Just be 2, though. So it's going to be 3x to the second minus 5x minus 2. So I go A, B, C, and I find the AC product. 3 times negative 2 would be negative 6, okay? So I got to find 2 factors of negative 6. Well, that would be a positive times a negative, and the factors have to add to the B term, negative 5. 1 and 6, add those. Looks like negative 5. So good. Okay, what's your A equal? Your A is a 3. So you're going to make 2 sets of parentheses. It's not a 1. You can just get rid of a 1, not a 3, in front of an x squared. And by the way, put x squared behind it so you know it's not x. That is not x times x. So it's 3x, 3x. You're keeping the 3. You're going to break the x squared up, and then plus 1 minus 6. So 3 and 1 are both in the 1st row, so they would stay 3x plus 1. 3 and 6 are both in the 3rd row, so divide by 3, 1x minus 2. So I rewrite that expression first with my parentheses. then seeing my GCF, which is 2. Okay, this looks like trouble a little bit. GCF and table. Okay, that chart is not going to be good enough, okay? So take the smallest number you have, the 8. And 8, well, it's in the 8th row. Then I look up, it's in the 4th row. So 4 is a factor. Then I look up, it's in the 2nd row. And it's also be in the 1st row as well. Anything's in the 1st row. Now I just took my calculator to see if these will all divide by 8 without getting a decimal. 68 by 8, nope. Now I go 68 divided by 4, cha-ching. Now let's see if 84 divides by 4. Cha-ching. So I think 4 is the greatest common factor. It's just 4 though. So it's going to be 2x to the 2nd plus 17x plus 21. Now I find the AC product. 2 times 21 is 42. It is positive this time. It's got to be a negative times a negative. 1 and 42. I don't believe that's going to work out too well for me because you got to add them to positive 17. They have to multiply to positive 42. They also have to add to positive 17. And you're taking 42 divided by the numbers I'm putting here. So 42 divided by 2, that'd be 21. No. 42 divided by 3, 14. You got to pay attention to the signs. Negative 3 plus negative 14 is negative 17. Well, that's great, but I have positive 17. Well, I can fix that if I just change them both to positives, because a positive times a positive is also a positive. Okay, what's your A up there? Your A is 2 with x to the 2nd. So I can't take out the 2. And no, x times x is not 2x to the 2nd. So you make 2 sets, and you go start with 2, and then put x and x, plus 3, plus 14. That would remain the same, but 2 and 14 are divisible by 2. They're in the 2nd row together, means divide them by 2. That's going to be 1x plus 7. So I make the 2 parentheses, 2x plus 3, 1x plus 7. Put the 4 in front because that's also a factor. 4 times 2x plus 3 times 1x plus 7. Okay, 3 terms. So GCF. And then table. So you got 24 as your smallest. Now I know you don't see it, but 24 would be in the 24th row. And then look up. Where else do we see 24? Okay. Well, it's in the 12th row. It's in the 6th row. It's in the 3rd row. It's in the 2nd row. So 2. And it's by de facto in the 1st row. Okay, so we got a lot of things to pick from. See if 96 divides by 24. No. Oh yeah, it does. See if 90 also has to divide by 24. No. 12. Yep. 96 does, but does 90. All of them. Nope. I'll try 6. Nope. Or yeah. 96 divided by 6 is 16. 90 divided by 6 is 15, so 6 is the winner. He is the GCF champ. Okay, so I factor out a 6, and I go up and divide by 6. That's going to be 4x to the second plus 16x plus 15. So 4 times 15 is 60. And you got positive 60. Remember, you're trying to add to get positive 16, the two factors. So it's a positive. It could be a negative times a negative. We can only switch it to a positive times a positive if we need to. 1 and 60, no. 60 divided by 2 is 30. No. Divided by 3 is 20. No. Divided by 4 is 15. Nope. Keep going. Just go out the chart. 60 divided by 5 is 12. Kind of a miserable one here. That's negative 17. We're so close. Divide 60 by 6, you get 10. Negative 6 plus negative 10 is negative 16. We need positives, so I just go plus 6 plus 10. Okay, now my a up there is 4. 4x is second. So to rewrite that, you can't call it xx. That's ridiculous. X times x is not even close to 4x to the second. So I need 4 parentheses. So I start with 4, and xx plus 6 plus 10. 4 and 6 are both together in the second row, so we want to divide those by 2. It's 2x plus 3. 4 and 10 are also in the second row. Divide by 2, and that's 2x plus 5. So those are my two factors, okay? So I'm going to make my 2 parentheses. You got 2x plus 3, 2x plus 5. 6 is a GCF, put that in front. So I had to do a lot of work to get that one, but it's right now. 6 times 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 5.